Hail, Spin Snake here, back at you with another figure review. Yeah, that was a bit weird. I know, it's been like forever and ever and ever and ever, and I think an entire year since I last posted anything, and I am so sorry. I've just had so much going on, and it seems to be my perpetual case where I've always got something going on. But this one's a pretty good reason. But I've had a baby. Well, not me personally, but my partner has had a baby, and yeah, she's 12 weeks old, and it just kind of completely blows everything out of the water, really. So yeah, everything is kind of lost all perspective when it comes to her. And then I know you're going to say, wait, what? You've got a baby, and then you've got not one but two Fang Fooms. Yes, this is true, but these are basically the only way I was able to achieve and actually obtain these is due to a really good friend who I've met relatively recently, actually, in the last God, trying to think how long we know each other, like 6 to 8 months, I'd say. Work with this person, and they've just helped me really get through a lot of tough times, and they've been really great, really supportive. And actually one of these belongs to them, the other one is mine, but they did help me also get that. So my hat goes off to you, and thank you ever so much, Hazel. You have been amazing. So brilliant. Now to the figures, as you can see, we have two, and to anyone with a good eye, they can see that there is a slight colour variation between the two. So I believe this one is a knockoff, and this one is of course the official one. Now I say believe because short of the slight colour variation, honestly can't tell a difference. Having said that, I'm sitting here looking at them, and I feel like I am seeing a few more differences. We'll go over it when we do the fine details, but over here there's a panel just here, which is practically seamless here, and the seam going down the middle seems to be just off a little bit, like a millimetre here, whereas this one it seems to be perfect. Now please bear with me with this review. I'm in a completely new setup, new house, new everything really. As I said, a lot going on, and I don't know how I'm going to get to the articulation side of it, because I can't, this is as close as I can get. So I'm going to try and probably get up and probably try and knock the camera over when I do it. But yeah, let's take a closer look at these two, and then we'll go over the comparison. So having a quick look at the close-up on this one, as you can see, he's got some really great detail sculpted in there, some great like texture of all the scales and everything. Now this is an old figure. This is, I don't even know when these ones came out. I think I want to say 2009 for some reason. I don't know why. I could be wrong on that, but that's the one that's jumping out at me. I'm sure I'm wrong on that. I've literally just made that up. But there's still quite an old figure, and it has been a long time since they've done anything this size. This was one of the largest baths to be released, or rather one of the latest largest baths to be released. But you can see he's got some great sculpt on the head, and even in the mouth. Some really nice detail, nice texture in there. Teeth really well painted. Maybe a bit too much white in there. I feel like there should be some pink up into this, because this is basically where the teeth stop. But, you know, what are you going to do? There's some nice different colour variations into the eyes. And it's all like a solid colour with like a bit of a wash going into it. The horns look like nice bones. His ears, really cool. These are slightly soft plastic, but not massively. And then as you can see going down the neck, he's got some great scaling going down there. Brings us to the wing and the chest again. These nice paint. It's kind of a consistent, like a dark green with then like a more highlighted green here. Whereas with the other one, it's a bit more of a darker green and then a lighter green. But I'll go over that one as well in a moment. Now, I know this one's a little bit dusty. Whoever had this obviously had it on display for a long time. And these were both actually acquired from eBay. I'm not going to go over the price because they were probably the most that I personally have spent on a figure, but again, me and Hazel came up with a plan together to kind of get these, and once again I would not have been able to get this if it wasn't for her. So going back over this, you see some really nice detail there, especially on the torso area. like he's like 22 pack rather than bloody abs are in there. It's a bit insane for a dragon. And then he's got some hands. Of course he's got some hands. He's got some nice detail on the hands there, and his nails, you can see in there, have some nice paint in them as well. Now, I don't know if you can tell, I am trying to be a little bit quiet because baby's not long gone to bed, and I'm trying to prevent from waking her up. But my house, unfortunately, is not massive, so they are literally in the room next door to me. Coming on to the detail of the tail, which we will have a close look in a minute when we turn it around. And he's got some big old feet. These things are huge. They're like 3 inches long from heel to toe. Absolutely humongous. And then, as mentioned, have a nice big look at that tail. Now, some really cool sculpt on the back of the scales. They're really big scales and really good. And it looks like each one of these spines seems to be a separate piece which has been attached. It has the fins as well. So that's really, really cool. Going up, you can see the actual outside of the wings. Some nice detail in them. There's some like veins in there as well, which is pretty cool. Some more scaling going around the outside. Then up to the back of the neck, of course, where you can see basically the exact same thing, but a little bit more skin, so to speak. Like, it's not so scaly. It's just a bit more like leathered skin, like almost like imagine like a rhino skin or something like that. There's some really big spines coming out of the back of the neck. Really, really amazing. Okay, so now for the KO version. This one, as you can see, it's just a bit more of like a darker green on the base and then a brighter green on the actual head. I'll bring the heads close together so you can see a bit more of a comparison. And as you go down to the torso, it really does pop. It's nowhere near as vibrant as what's showing on the viewfinder here as it is actually in real life, but it still is very distinctive and you can see it quite clearly. So that's really good. I mean, I think that's what I prefer about this one to the original or the official, because it's just a bit more, I don't know, I just seem to prefer it. Hazel's not bothered either way. She's happy with the official one because it's she doesn't mind that colour. But yeah, this one I just think that colour pops a bit more. And I think basically all they've done is basically put a much darker wash on it, which is what's making it pop. As you can see, what I mentioned earlier with the seams, not quite lining up 100%, but it doesn't affect the figure's articulation whatsoever. And then what I said down here, you see there's like a panel here, which is just slightly off again. Again, doesn't bother me, and I'd rather have the more defective one, so Hazel can have the more official one. And then I've just noticed this actually, it looks like this foot must be slightly warped as well, because this toe is not currently on the ground. So I'm not sure about that, but I can always heat that up and sort that out. Now, while on the back, I will point out that when this one turned up, it did come out completely separate. Had to completely assemble it, and one of these tail fins was actually broken off, so I did have to fix that, which was a shame. But the seller was pretty good, and they have offered a small refund for that. I believe they may have some more if you're willing to put the penny in, but I'm not too sure on that, because they offered a replacement part just like that, so I don't know. This is again why I think this might be a knockoff. But anyway, looking at this detail, you can see some great sculpt there in the back of the calf, so I don't think I pointed that out on the other one, with the scales. And again, you see how these back spines seem to be a different individual point or part. And it really kind of flares these rib cages up. But then if you look at the wings, I'll spread these a bit. The colour variation seems to be a lot less on these, so it seems to be a bit like the tips of the wings, which is a bit more of a difference, whereas the other ones seem to be a bit more all over. And then, and you can see from the back of the neck, it looks like there's more like rhino hide. Just looking at the shadows in the background there, it looks like there's like 3 dragons having a conversation, or he's maybe listening to these 2 having a conversation. So as you can see, sorry if the light's moving, but I'm holding it. The colour variation in the actual heads is really marginal. You can't really see it. Only when you get down to the torso can you see there's a main difference there with the greens, where this one's much darker than this, but then this is much brighter than this. Okay, for articulation, this is going to be difficult because I can't see when I'm touching this thing, so hopefully I'm going to get this all in shot. But they both have the exact same articulation. The only difference is this guy's is much stiffer. That's the main real difference. So the head is on a ball, so you can get up, down, pivot left, pivot right, and then full 360. So you can get a little bit of kind of like, he's got drawing a hinge that can only open that much. There's a cut at the base of the neck, so you can do full 360 there. No real hindrance. Shoulders on a ball disc, so they can go all the way out to there and around 360. Watch the wing, just pop that one out. Don't know if you saw, but the wings are just in ball pegs, so they just pop in like that. Bicep rotation, so 360 there. Double hinged elbow. Really hope I'm not blocking this. And then he's got rotation at the wrist and then a hinge at the wrist, so he can go from there to there. He has a diaphragm joint, which is a pretty good one. So you can go forward that much, back that much, pivot there, and you could probably do full 360. Yeah, there you go. And I just touched my lamp and no one's burnt my arm. Now, the hips are not T-cut. They're just off T-cut. So, don't know if you can see that. So they kind of go out the back. I don't know if I can pop. I'll show you on the carrier. But yeah, so you can do a Spartan of like that, and then a split of like that. No thigh rotation, which would really help this guy. Single bend knee, which is almost worthless. And he's got ankle rotation, 360 degrees, and you can pivot from down to there, up to there, and no ankle pivot. Now his tail has a cut here and a cut here, so you can rotate 360 degrees here and then 360 degrees here, but obviously it's going to hinder when you go around with the rest of the body. And then the wings, as I said, on ball, so you can get a good range of motion, but they do like to pop out, so bear that in mind. With KO, as I said, just much easier joints. And if I, there you go, I can pop that out. You can see the angle of the peg. So it kind of goes just off, it kind of goes in towards more the back of the character. So towards his bum. But as you can see, these joints, I'm not going to go over them, very smooth, not as stiff, but still they do hold, which is good, and that's the important thing. Oh, that's really hot work, especially when you're getting bending over, I can't speak, especially when you're bending over really hot lights and trying to do big figures. So I'm going to do a quick size comparison before we end the video. Okay, so to the top of the head, we're looking at about 12 3/4 inches tall. To the top of the horns, you're looking at about 15 inches tall. Okay, compared to Bucky Cap, Sentry or Hyperion build, one of the records whose name I always forget. I want to say Pile Driver. That sounds right. And Peter and Spider-Man. So anyway guys, that was my review. Sorry if it was a bit rusty. I hope you guys got what you needed from it, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I really hope I can do a lot more of these. I've missed this so much. Thank you for all your patience. Thank you for all you who have been regular subscribers. You don't know how much it means to me. I really am going to try and knock as many of these out as I can. But yeah, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to catch you in my next one. See ya.